What's up, guys? It's Simon Marcus, and today I want to make another rugby video. Except this time I'm gonna do it and show you how I do my rugby gloves when I'm playing wheelchair rugby. I've been through several different styles and I finally found the most easy way to do it as well as cost efficient way to do it. Let me begin by telling you about the gloves that you want to get. You'll probably learn this at wheelchair rugby, but Atlas gloves are where it's at. If you want to have a good glove for rugby, then I highly recommend an Atlas glove. You can find them at any hardware store or anything like that. And what I'm going to do is put the glove on and show you how we make it work, and you just keep watching and you'll see what happens. Alright, so the first thing you want to do before you get your rugby glove on is get some medical tape. If you have paralysis, you probably have an abundance of medical tape laying around. You can also request more from your insurance companies or Medicaid because you need it. Alright, so it's great for rugby to protect your skin. I had to learn the hard way that I had to wrap up because I kept getting open sores and blisters on my hands. For some reason I only get them on one hand, so I'm going to show you what that looks like to protect my hands. Alright, so now I've got my white tape on my hand. That white tape, like I said, is going to protect me when I push from having blisters. So don't forget that part, it's very important. You're going to learn where your skin is most vulnerable, and once you do, definitely use the medical tape. It took a few minutes and it takes a little bit of figuring out to get my Atlas glove on. But once it's on, it's good to go, and I'm going to go ahead and tape this section right here. And the reason why I tape that is so when I attach the rubber that I use for pushing, because you're going to need additional rubber, I can attach it and it will stick better to the tape that's around the wrist section. Alright, I'm going to get that on and show you how it goes. Okay, I've got the tape around my wrist ready for that second layer so I can really tape down this piece of rubber. This guy is the piece of rubber I'm talking about. I make about 6" by 4" squares that I rest on my palm so that I can have the rubber where I push hardest. And so I go and I take the rubber and I tape it down to my wrist, and then I'll tape it here and I'll tape it up here, and that allows me to have a really firm tape job and the rubber won't move around very much, and that gives me a lot of control over my movement. Alright, another very important thing is I highly recommend you get some Gorilla Tape. That's the only tape you should be using, and you can get good deals off Amazon where you can get the biggest size roll that they can do, and you can split it in two to save additional money, unless you just like having these mini rolls that make it easier to put on the tape when you're putting on your gloves. Now I've got myself a rugby glove. The rubber is here, it's in all of this space right here, so anywhere that I'm going to push with this glove, it's going to be covered by the rubber. And when you have that rubber on there, these Atlas gloves, they will last a long time. I've been known to use them for 10 or so practices and not have any problems, and it gives me that extra grip where I'm able to pick up the ball and play rugby the way I want to play rugby. So this is very secure. You can't really move this around. That's the Gorilla Tape and the strength that it offers as an adhesive. So you see the points where I wrap my hands around my top, almost over my knuckles, so that it keeps the top end of this in as well. And also down here I wrap that a second time so it allows me to attach to some tape where I know it's going to stick pretty good. And that's it. So that's how you make a real efficient rugby glove. You don't need to have these sewn in. You just go down to the hardware store, you buy some of this black rubber. It's neoprene rubber. You might have some different options at your local hardware store, but I got a roll of about 4 or 5 feet at 6 inches, and I got that for about $10, and they last me probably 20 practices or so, and that gives you plenty of space to learn how to play the game, have the rugby gloves, and do what you want to do at a much cheaper price than it would be if you were to sew your gloves. So get out there, go play some rugby, make it happen. Now you know how to put your gloves on.